Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Kevin right here from BFB, and as you may notice, there's no cool and unique background in this intro-outro shot today, and that's my apologies because I'm actually home in Texas visiting family right now, but all of a sudden the weather dropped to like freezing. It's really weird, even in April and springtime, right? That's Texas weather for you. So I had to stay inside in my study room to do this shot. But anyways, I want to welcome you back to another episode of Real Talk on crypto coins, where we cover the hottest and most controversial coins as voted on by you guys, our community. And so in this episode number 6, we're going to be covering Icon, sometimes otherwise known as the Ethereum of Korea in the crypto world. Now, this is a really big and interesting project that one of my other teammates was really excited about when it first got announced. And so I was really happy that you guys voted it as number 1 so that I can dive in and do the research for this. So in this video, I'll be covering the good and the bad, no shilling, no FUD. And I really do spend a lot of time on these videos, if you can't tell, making sure that my research is accurate and digging into the details for you guys. So I'd greatly appreciate if you can smash that like button and click below to subscribe if you haven't already. Anyways, without further ado, let's get ready to rumble and check out what this project is all about. Okay, so Season 1, Episode 6 on Icon, or ticker symbol ICX. And in this intro slide, you can see a picture of some of their leaders. Just wanted to include that to show you what they look like. So for those of you who don't know, what is Icon? Well, they're a decentralized network that wants to connect blockchains with different governance. So you can think of it as a blockchain of blockchains. You have your Ethereum blockchain, maybe some private blockchains, and just a bunch of different blockchains doing different things around the world. And Icon wants to be what sits in the middle that lets them communicate with each other, trade information, trade transactions, whatever. They have ties to the Dayli Financial Group and Theloop. And so the Dayli Financial Group is a really well-known and large South Korean fintech company, and Theloop is one of their subsidiaries, a startup focused on blockchain tech solutions. And so many of Icon's leadership are actually from these companies, and so they have the experience in the fintech world and in the distributed ledger technology world. So initially, Icon was released as an ERC20 token with an ICO in late 2017. But Icon has their own blockchain, and so you can swap your ERC20 tokens for ICX after the mainnet launches. It's based on Loopchain, a proprietary blockchain tech created and deployed by Theloop. And it uses a new consensus algorithm called Loop Fault Tolerance, LFT, kind of similar to Neo's PBFT algorithm, but with a few tweaks that they say is better for their use case. And so what are the use cases of ICX? Well, it can be an intermediary cryptocurrency within their whole blockchain or network. You can use it within dApps built on the Icon platform, or for ICOs, kind of like using Ethereum to buy ERC20 ICOs and Neo for Neo ICOs, right? So what are some of the good things about this project? Well, first of all, it's an infrastructure level project in this crypto world, which in my opinion are the real winners in the space because they are solving problems that need to be solved as long as the crypto world exists. Whereas some of the other projects are their own specific ecosystem and application, whereas you don't really know if blockchain is needed in that space. But if crypto survives in general, you will need these infrastructure level platforms or protocols. They also have many signed partnerships in like banking, healthcare, universities, insurance, and many more. I encourage you to take a look online about all the different partnerships that they have already. In these partnerships, they have well-defined use cases and ongoing pilots in many of them, so even more than a simple proof of concept. They've also created the Blockchain Interoperability Alliance with 2 other projects in this space, OneChain and Aeon. And so they're not really trying to compete with them, they're trying to work with them to create an industry-wide standard and help each other grow and be used so that the whole crypto world can benefit from this interoperability. I also don't want to understate their very impressive team and advisors. They have a large and dedicated team with a lot of relevant experience in the South Korean business world, tech world, and even blockchain expertise. One of their biggest advisors is Don Tapscott, who is an influential business executive, but he also created the Blockchain Research Institute in 2017, and he signed on as an official advisor of Icon, which is pretty impressive. They also have a lot of South Korean pride and national support because Icon was really the first homegrown project in Korea. Kind of like Neo has so much support from China, Icon has that much support in Korea, which is a country that has a lot of retail interest in the crypto world. Finally, their loop fault tolerance or LFT algorithm allows high throughput and real-time transactions, which is what we're looking for in terms of solving scalability and letting enterprise use these platforms. But of course, no project is perfect, so let's take a look at some of the bad parts about it. And of course, some of these are debatable of if they're bad or not, but these are my opinion, so let's take a look. First of all, there was a slight delay in the mainnet launch and token swap as well. So you can call this either a delay or a slight misunderstanding. And I pretty much attribute it to a lack of communication from the leadership team. They don't communicate as often to retail investors as I would like. So there's a lot of misaligned expectations out there. They also have strong competition in the space of interoperability. For example, there's Polkadot, Arc, Cosmos, Aeon, Interledger, and much, much more trying to solve this very important problem. So Icon, with all its promise, has a lot of work in front of it to rise above the rest and dominate the space. There's also limited potential because of recent Korean regulations. If you don't remember, they have a ban on ICOs from Korean companies, and also trading restrictions for retail investors, so you can't have unverified accounts anymore. And so there's just a lot of uncertainties in the space, and while long-term, Korea is likely to be great for crypto, in the short and mid-term, there's still a lot of uncertainty that can temper its full potential. They also have a pretty young and undeveloped ecosystem, and I know this is a young project, but so far there's a lack of outside dev interest in building apps on top of the Icon platform, and many of them have said that they need more resources and support from the core team in order to start building out this ecosystem of apps and dApps within Icon. Finally, they have a really complex architecture. I tried to take a look and understand it. They have a lot of stuff going on like notary channels, representatives, and it's necessary to make it work because they want a lot of enterprises to use this platform. But for retail investors, it's kind of hard to grasp what all they're trying to do and how they're going to approach it. So that's why it's gotten boiled down to things like the Ethereum of Korea, which, while catchy, doesn't do its full justice in terms of its ambitious plan. And so if you're wondering if I would personally invest, and of course this is not financial advice, solely my own opinion, the answer is yes, I would, but I haven't quite yet. And maybe this recent bear market is a favorable entry point for me. And so what are the things I like about this Icon project? Well, first of all, I'm a big fan of platforms and protocols. Like I said, if it's trying to solve an infrastructure-wide problem, I think it has huge potential. And these are the real top 20 coins of the whole crypto world, in my honest opinion. They also have really large and entrenched Korean support, pride, adoption, and just unfettered access to the whole Korean business world. Some things I want to see improve. Well, first, more full-fledged apps deployed and used. I think what they've started doing is really good. They even have a university use them to build Ucoin, which is currently being tested. But I definitely want to see a lot more of that in production, in use, so that people are like, hey, Icon is a really good project that is getting a lot of success. Maybe we should try it out and build on top of it. And the second thing I want to see is an international expansion plan and execution of that plan. Because while it's really powerful and gives them a good foundation to start off in Korea, they really will need to expand to other companies and organizations around the world using their platform in order to really dominate and grow up to its full potential. Finally, just more careful communication with retail investors like you and I. I'm sure everyone appreciates this, and a lot of teams in the crypto world need to work on this because that's not what they're experienced with impatient crypto investors, but definitely something that they should be mindful of and work on. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found it really informative. As always, I'm only human, so let me know if there's something that you think I got wrong or that you disagree with. You can leave me a comment below and I'll be sure to read it for sure and potentially rethink my position as well. Also, we only have 2 coins left, so be sure to let me know below which coins you want me to cover for the final 2 episodes of the season 1 of Real Talk on Crypto Coins. Well, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. This is Kevin, and I'll see you next time.